Can we have a vulnerability moment for a second? Will you raise your hand if you're scared of selling? Here's the thing. I need you to serve before you sell. When you show up on social media, I need you to focus on how do I serve my audience before I ever ask them to do anything for me.
Now you're a TikTok millionaire, but obviously you did not start there. Tell us where you started.
So I run a company called Her First 100K, and it started with my own origin story of trying to save $100,000 at age 25. And spoiler alert, I was successful in doing that. What I wish more people understood about marketing is the first bit is throwing spaghetti at a wall. Getting to a point I had about 4,000 followers on Instagram and I couldn't break that. Everything changed for me when I stopped trying.
How do you make money?
So we have our podcast that makes money on the ad side. We have our book. We have 2 signature programs, but 65% of our revenue comes from either affiliate or influencer partnerships. We turn down probably 80%, maybe more of stuff that comes our way. A couple things that I need you to understand about creating any sort of content. One, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it never will be. The second thing is it does not have to be.
Welcome to the Hello 7 podcast. That's 7 as in 7 figures. I'm your host,
Hello,
Rachel
friends.
Rogers.
I'm just sitting here with my friend Tori.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to ROI. This is your first time here. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling so good. This might be the most energetic crowd I've ever seen in my entire life.
She knows all of the words to that Cardi B song that was just playing. I was like, see, that's how I know you're in the right place. Okay. Okay, so Tori, let's start at the beginning, right? Now you're a TikTok millionaire, but obviously you did not start there.
Nope.
So tell us where you started. You started with this goal of, I want to save 100K. Like, how did you do it? Tell us how it all got started.
Yeah, so I run a company called Her First 100K, and it started with my own origin story of trying to save $100,000 at age 25. And spoiler alert, I was successful in doing that. It was a combination of a couple different things. The first one is I always like to acknowledge the privilege I do have. Yep. I was able to graduate debt-free from college, which was a combination of me working 3 jobs on campus, but also my parents having saved up a little bit of money, which is the importance of taking your financial education seriously because they did not grow up with a lot. And so it was side hustling on the side of my 9-to-5. So I had my 9-to-5 in marketing, and then I was growing Her First 100K on the side of that 9-to-5 job. I was also saving automatically a portion of my income. This is my first takeaway for you. Please take notes because we're going to be dropping bombs today. Automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account. So this is what I was doing. At the peak, I was saving 27% of my 9-to-5 income.
Wow.
And that was after taxes. And I built up to that over time. So I was able to save that 100K because I was saving. I was also negotiating every single time I switched jobs. I was negotiating 10, 20% salary increases.
100%.
I was making an additional, set of income on the side of that job. And then I was also investing anything I was earning. I was investing in the stock market as soon as I could. And so that's how we got to 100K at 25. I reached that goal. Good Morning America.
Wait. How long did it take you?
Sure. It took me 3 years. It was like 22 to 25. And it was like 25 years and 3 months. And that was the joke. As long as I do it the day before I turn 26, it still counts. And so, yeah, I hit my goal, announced it publicly. I think I had like 8,000 followers at the time. And then Good Morning America found it and called. I went on GMA and I quit my corporate job 3 weeks later. And since then, thank you. Amazing. We have a multi-million-dollar company. I get to give women jobs. I've helped 5 million women be better with money.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe I was put on this earth to do, is fight for women's financial rights.
I love it. Awesome. I love it. Okay, so when you got those, like, what were you doing to get those 8,000 followers? Like, what did that look like when you started? Did you choose TikTok?
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. Here's the deal. What I wish more people understood about marketing is the first bit is throwing spaghetti at a wall. Like, it truly is. And the amount of women that I talk to, and I know you talk to them as well, who are so scared of doing it imperfectly that they don't do anything at all, right? And you get caught in the analysis paralysis, and you get caught in being like, oh my gosh, but what if it's cringy? Everything is cringy until you're successful.
Yes.
Like, everything is cringy. And so I look back at my old posts from like 2017, and they're like really bad, like already made Canva graphics. And like there's a million fonts and a million different colors. And it's like, you had to do that I had to do that in order to understand how to better market.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that first couple thousand followers was really, really dicey. And I remember getting to a point I had about 4,000 followers on Instagram, and I couldn't break that. I couldn't figure out how to get over that hump. Like, no matter what I would do, I would like gain 2 and lose 4 and like gain 3 and lose 10. And this happened for like months and months and months. And if anybody's out there feeling the way that I felt, what I need you to know is everything changed for me when I stopped trying to be everything to everybody. Everything to everybody, trying to be everything to everybody makes you nothing to nobody.
Yep.
And I got really, really clear about who my customer was. And that was when I rebranded to her first 100K. You can tell even in that brand name exactly who it's for, right? It's largely for women. It's not their first million. It's not their first 100 million, right? It's their first 100K. And it also was immediately, you knew who it was for, where yes, this is for me, or no, it's not, right? The girls that get it and the girls that don't. And I think so many people, again, are afraid of either doing it imperfectly or losing customers, like losing potential customers or followers. I don't want to be everything to everybody, because that means that you don't connect with me. That means you don't know actually what I do. And so if you are struggling with the like, I haven't broke a certain number of followers, it's probably because you either don't know who your audience is, or you do, but you're too busy trying to play everybody else's game.
Yes. Okay, so how do you suggest people find that thing, right? Because your thing is, you know, her first 100K.
Yep.
My thing is, we should all be millionaires. Like, we found our thing, but some of them might be struggling with like, what is my thing? Anybody here struggling with that and still trying to figure that out? Yes.
Couple hands.
So how did you find your thing?
I think, again, it's the spaghetti at a wall. Like, not truly.
Just tried a bunch of stuff.
Well, when I graduated college, and I'm like almost going to be 31. So I'm a millennial, younger millennial. And I think one of the things that happened is when I graduated college in 2016, that was like peak Tumblr era. Do you guys remember like Tumblr
I do not
blogs?
remember Tumblr.
Maybe
I'm
this
an
is a white girl
elder
thing. I don't know.
Okay.
It was like peak Tumblr, where it was like, I don't know. That's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to like talk about life as a 20-something woman, like trying to live in the big city and like stomp on the ground in her heels and her briefcase. And like, that's how I know it was a fantasy, is like, I don't wear heels anymore. Like, I don't wear pencil skirts. Yeah, there's no briefcase. It was peak girl boss era, right? And so that's what I thought I wanted. And I started, writing blogs, and I literally launched my business with 3 blog posts and $40, and was like, okay, it doesn't have to be good. It just has to be there.
Yes.
Right? Done is better than perfect.
Yes.
And so got it up, and then over time started realizing, oh, this is actually what I care about. But it took me probably a year to 2 years to realize that like talking about money specifically is what I gave a shit about. And it was what people were asking me the most about. Yeah. So that's my first question. If you're stuck, is like, what do people come to you for? What is the number one thing your friends, your family, your coworkers ask you about? And that for me was like friends coming to me and being like, what is a Roth IRA? Or how are you saving money but living in an expensive city?
Yes.
And over time I realized, oh, everything that I'm creating has something to do with money. It all linked back there.
Right. Yeah, so you find that like, what's the thing that everything else overlaps with?
Absolutely.
I like it. Okay, so like, what was the mechanics of it? Or what is the mechanics is probably like a whole machine now.
Yeah.
But when you were starting, what was the actual, like, what did it look like? Like, when did you post? Did you have a system for it?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of us are struggling. Like, people want audiences. They want an audience, but you're really struggling to actually do the consistent showing up.
Yep.
And the other thing I will say too is like, I don't think this is a room full of influencers. Some of us are influencers, right? But most of us are business people first.
Yep.
Right? We're entrepreneurs first. So we're selling services, we're selling products. And then we're like, well, I need to do this social posting thing because I need to sell more products. But my God, it's another thing to do.
But I will say that's a better position to be in. I was literally just having a conversation.
I completely agree.
With Haley from Kid at the Pool today, where there's so many people who like blow up on TikTok. They were in my DMs in 2020, 2021, being like, oh my gosh, I have 3 million followers, but I have no idea how to monetize it.
Correct.
So I would rather you all be in the position of, yes, I have a business. How do I use social to explode that business?
I completely agree. As a lawyer, I had lots of influencers as clients and they were broke. They had millions of followers and no money.
Yeah.
So fame does not equal fortune.
Absolutely not.
It can. It has to be wielded.
Yeah.
Right. So, if you do have a certain level of fame, even niche fame, right, with a certain audience, You have to wield it so that it can create results. Some people don't know how to do that. So plenty of people go viral and they don't turn it into a business.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Other people do.
Yes. So a couple things that I need you to understand about creating any sort of content. One, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it never will be. So you just need to show up. Okay, you just need to show up. You just need to be consistent. It's the same thing that you and I would say about money, right? It does not have to be perfect. Imperfect action beats inaction every single time.
Yep.
The second thing is anybody I talk to, again, who is, has an already established business and is now like, oh my gosh, I need to do social media. They all make the same mistake. They go to Amazon and they buy the lighting setup and they buy the good camera and they buy all of that stuff and then they spend an hour on their makeup, right? And they're like, okay, it needs to be perfect. I am here to tell you that the best performing content that we post is me in a sweatshirt, no bra, no makeup. It is the best performing content. We posted a TikTok in 2021. I shot it and edited it in the TikTok app. I didn't even go to a third-party app. Yeah, I have glasses on, no makeup. I used a ring light, that's it. The whole thing from shooting it to editing it and posting it was a 10-minute process. That one video got 8 million views in 1 week, and more importantly, got us 100,000 email subscribers from that one video in 7 days. So it does not have to be the best video you've ever seen. It does not have to be the most polished. The videos where I like screw up or the camera moves are some of the best performing videos.
Oh my God, the video that I had that went viral was that.
Yeah.
I literally am in the beginning turning the camera sideways.
And you know what that's called too? And you give me the perfect transition. The third thing is is a hook. Right?
Yes.
And that's what's called a hook, is the thing that gets people to watch. And it can either be what I say to you, something like the 5 mistakes people are making, or, the millionaires are doing this and you're not, here's why,
Yes.
right? It can be something like that, but it can also be a visual hook. It can be, I walk into the camera, I walk into frame,
Yeah.
or I turn my phone.
Or I accidentally started the camera sideways and then realized, oh, it doesn't
Perfect.
work like that. So you got to turn it around.
Look at that.
And then it goes viral. But to create those viral moments, it's just like, it's placing bets, right? So like you got to show up and place a bet every day. And then one day, one of them might hit, right? And placing the bets every day are helping to create your audience little by little.
Yep.
But then one of those bets, and it's never the one that you spent years on.
Never, ever, literally.
You hired a video crew for. It's
Never.
the one that you were like, you know what? I think I'm going to post this right now in my pajamas. And then that shit goes viral,
So my challenge for everybody, and you can do this in your hotel room after this, is set up your camera, go to TikTok, go to Instagram. It'll count down, right? The default on TikTok especially, I think Instagram as well, is either a 15-second video or a 60-second video. I need you to shoot the video in one take, no edits, and post it, even if it's imperfect. And if you give yourself that, somebody laughed at me, promise me it'll work. And it's not gonna be good. It probably won't be good. That's okay. But that 15 seconds, this is what I tell people who are just getting started, that 15 seconds is a constraint. And you need to give yourself a constraint so that you're not thinking, oh my gosh, there's a million things I could talk about or a million ways I could approach this video. Give yourself that 15-second, I think I said 15-minute, that would be great. 15-second constraint where you're just shooting and you're figuring it out. And you'll get better as you go.
Yes, exactly. You just got to commit to the process. I mean, this is what it is, friends. Like, if you want to build an audience, you got to talk to them. That's really all it is. So like, think less about it being social media or being a commercial for your business, and think more about, like Jasmine was saying earlier, showing up and connecting with people and engaging, right? Like, that's what we have to do if we want people to purchase from us. We have to engage in one way or another, whether you're doing it through webinars or other things, but you need that thing in the front that actually creates that awareness in the first place, right? And this is one of the ways that you could do it. It's a very powerful tool if you choose to use it, right? And it will help you to amplify the things that you have to sell and get more customers. And the beauty of it is, for y'all, it's like 10 new customers will take your business to the next growth scale level, right? You don't need millions of followers. You need maybe 100 more followers and 10 of them buy from you.
Yep.
Right? And then suddenly you're making a lot more money. So like, stop making it about how many followers and just make it about how many customers, right? And be talking to them and engage with them, build that relationship with your audience.
Yeah. Can we have a vulnerability moment for a second? Will you raise your hand if you're scared of selling? Yeah. Here's the thing. I need you to serve before you sell. When you show up on social media, you're going, I don't want to talk about myself. I don't want to talk about my product. I don't want to be like used car salesman, snake oily.
Yes.
I need you to focus on how do I serve my audience before I ever ask them to do anything for me, before I ask them to follow me, before I ask them to give me their email, before I ask them to buy anything from me. How do I serve them first? How do I provide value to them? And you can see it in my content. You can see it in Rachel's content, right? There is so much value that we provide because that builds trust, that builds credibility. So if you're wondering, how do I get followers? How do I get people to buy from me? It's not by saying my product's the best. It's by saying, here's how I'm going to show up for you. Here's how I'm going to provide value to your life or to the thing that you're trying to help them change or transform. And then when you do sell, they're your built-in customers because you've already built that trust. You've built that relationship. So anytime you're nervous of, I'm gonna be too salesy, you are providing value before you ever try to take their money. And again, every time you need to recenter yourself on social, every time things aren't working the way you want, I need you to ask yourself, am I serving? Am I serving or am I selling? And if you're selling, it's probably why it's not working.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like meeting someone for the first time and saying like, can I take you home? They're not ready. They're like, what? I don't know you.
You're like, buy me dinner first.
Exactly. Like, let's have a little conversation. You know what I mean? Like, make me laugh before all that.
This is foreplay, is what Rachel said. The foreplay is how you treat me the entire day. Okay?
Yes, it's a process.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have a question about platform.
Yeah.
Because I think some people feel like, oh, well, TikTok's oversaturated now, or you can't win on Instagram these days, or whatever it is.
It's all lies. No, it's true. It's all lies.
I wanted your take on it. So what are your thoughts? Like if you were starting today
Yes.
to build an audience and post on social and like thinking about platform, is there one that you would choose because you feel like it's newer? Is there more opportunity in one place or another?
Yep.
Or do you feel like it doesn't matter? Just do it.
Okay, so it's not about the platform. It's about who your audience is. And I'm going to keep talking about that, like take a shot every time I say you're going to be passed out on the floor, but it's true. So many people do not understand their audiences, and so they get shiny object syndrome. Do you guys remember Clubhouse?
Oh my God.
Remember when we all
Yes.
flocked there because we thought it was the new thing, right? And it's like, it's Be Real, and then it's Clubhouse, and then it's Threads, and it's like, I need you to ask yourself, where is my audience? First of all, who is my audience? And second of all, where are they hanging out? For me, it's 95% women, 25 to 34 with some on either side. They're hanging out on Instagram. They're not on Twitter, really, right? Not like you want to be on Twitter anyway right now, but like they're not really on Twitter, right? They're on
I feel like Twitter
Pinterest.
was always bro heavy.
It was super bro-y. Yeah. And so then when it was like TikTok was getting more established, I actually thought, I don't have a shot on TikTok. I thought it was too old. Like legitimately, I was like, I'm 26, I'm too old to be here.
That's hilarious.
Because I thought it was all 18-year-olds.
I'm definitely too old then.
I thought it was all 18-year-olds. And then I showed up and I started creating content. I just started testing it. I was like, oh, actually my audience is here. So instead of being platform specific, I need you to instead figure out, okay, who is my audience and where are they? That's where you need to be showing up. And don't be where your audience isn't. I will also say, I always...
It's so simple, but it makes so much sense, right? Like, but this is what we do. We're like, well, I like this one better, but my people aren't there. So you wasted your time over there, right? Like use that for your kiki and have fun. Right, but then build over here where your people actually are.
Also, don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one.
Yes, 100%.
Don't have like one foot on one platform where you're like half-assing your content and one foot on another platform where you're half-assing your content. Like, I would rather you do everything dialed in to the place you know your audience is than trying to be in two places at once.
I agree. Like literally cancel half of your accounts or like get your name just in case you decide to add it later, right?
Well, and then once you grow, right? But if you are a team of one or you don't have a lot of time to do social media, I know you're busy. I know you got a lot of shit to do. And the last thing probably a lot of people in this room want to do is show up on camera and do social media. And so I don't want you trying to do 6 different things, again, half-ass when we can whole-ass one thing.
Yes. And I will say, you know, what I have found recently, some of my friends that really kill it on social media a lot more than I do, and like yourself as well, are always like, basically just be ugly on the internet, you know? Like literally be ugly. Like, I want you to actually put in the effort to not be cute on the internet. Like, literally. Like, don't wait for a day you're dressed. There's way more days that you're not. Like, first of all, this is a rare occurrance.
Oh, I was just telling her, I put on a bra for this.
Exactly.
That's how you all know I'm really excited to be here. We put on a bra for this.
Exactly. Like, I'm in workout clothes. Half the time, even when I'm teaching y'all, just so you know, I have on sweatpants or pajama pants.
Yep.
A top and my earrings, and I put on a lip.
Oh,
And
I
then-
go on national news and it is business up top, party down below.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then I
Absolutely.
discovered, and I know I'm late on this, but I discovered that on Zoom, I could just make myself look cute
Oh,
with
the
that
filter.
whatever facial thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I'll look like I did my makeup? I ain't doing my makeup no more. So I literally just dial that in just a little bit, just give it a little something, something, and then put on a lip, and it looks like I did my face, and I sure didn't.
Yep.
Like, this is the levels of lazy that we have become. So use that laziness to your advantage. Because if you're waiting for a day where you look cute, it's going to be few and far between if you work from home. Okay?
Well-
so just the ugly days are the days to record
true.
and post. Okay? Because that content does better.
It's true.
People want to see the real you, your real life, and they don't want to see the polished version.
Think about the content you consume. Right?
Yes.
Think about who you listen to, right? You listen to her. Does she show up polished? No offense. Do you show up polished all the time?
I do kind of.
You do.
Well, do you know why?
Event I've ever seen.
In my
I know you
defense,
were one to talk. It's kind of funny.
we do podcast recording days, and
Yeah.
on those days we pull clips from the podcast. So I do be looking good on the podcast days. I have to.
Yes.
But any other content, like I do my walk and talks, and I'm sweaty and I'm on my walk, you know, that kind of stuff, and that does really well.
But it's one of the things, it's like, I trust you more because you're a human,
Right.
right? I trust you more because it's like, oh, I think we could get coffee and brunch and hang out, right?
Yes.
And again, I see so many people get so nervous because social media is a scary place.
Yeah.
Like, I would be the first person to tell you that there are a lot of people on social media who are actively trying to make your day worse. It's true. But you're not creating content for those people. I am creating and generating millions of dollars in revenue at the expense of trolls on the internet, right? And I am often using their content to then make more money.
Listen up. If you're tired of setting the same income goals year after year and still coming up short, it's time to change the game. You know you're meant for more, but right now your business isn't moving like it should. You've got the talent, the skills, the ambition, but your bank account isn't reflecting that. That's where the Make Money Moves Challenge comes in. For 5 days, I'm giving you the exact strategies, mindset shifts, and money-making moves that have helped me and thousands of other entrepreneurs break out of the feast or famine cycle and start stacking real wealth. No more scrambling to hit your revenue goals, and no more waiting for the perfect time to go all in. You're getting daily action steps that will have you making more money immediately. This isn't a fluffy feel-good challenge. This is about building a business that actually pays you what you deserve. So are you in? If so, join me for our next challenge. Go to hello7.co/challenge to sign up now.
Oh my God, this is one of the best ways to create content. Literally make fun of trolls. It's so fun.
Because people want a reason to root for you. So if you're wondering what content to produce, tell a story, right? People want a reason to root for you.
Yeah.
They want a reason to show up for you. And that builds the connection between you and your audience.
Yes, I agree. Right, like if you set the goal and then you share it publicly, that's what gets the attention, and that's the same types of stories that GMA is interested in, right? So like that's how that pathway is very easy. If you're telling stories on the internet all the time, it's very easy to then the journalists are looking on all of these platforms to find their stories and the people that they're going to feature. So you can then tell those same stories on media as well. Okay. I also will say follow Susan Hyde if you want to know how to like respond to trolls. You do this too, because she loves to have somebody telling her, "Oh, you're over 40. You shouldn't be wearing that dress." And so she will take that content, put it up, and then respond to it. And it's always the best. It's so fun. You know what I mean? So she's like, and first of all, this is how I found Susan Hyatt. I found her ranting about somebody's comment on the internet, like literally, I don't know how many years ago on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most viral videos we ever did was, I think, probably a year or two ago. And again, no makeup. I'm in a baseball hat. I'm about to go see Barbie. Remember that summer? That was the best summer. I was about to go see Barbie, and literally there was a comment that was like, I don't even know who she is. And if you guys have, you might have seen this video because
I did see it.
I think we got 700,000 followers from this video, maybe 900,000. It's like a 15-second video. I keep doing that. 15-second video. And I'm just like, I'm Tori Dunlap. And I start like listing my resume and I just go, I'm that bitch. And like, that's it. That's it. And it did so well for us. It did so well for us.
Right. So like bring your personality, bring your expertise, bring what you're into and put that on. Like have fun with it, you know? And I think the key is don't take it too seriously.
Absolutely.
Yep. For sure. Like in summary. Okay. So we want to get in your business. So tell us about your business. Like, how do you make money?
Yeah, so it's a couple different ways. I think a lot of people are shocked to realize, like, you and I run actually a very different business.
Yes,
no,
very
we're in
different.
the same niche. So I don't sell products. Every product I have is under $500. We're hopefully going to change that next year, but we want to keep our advice really, really accessible. So we have our podcast that makes money on the ad side. We have our book, which I would love to sign copies for VIPs after this. So excited to meet you all. We have our programs. We have 2 signature programs, and those are like $497 a year. But 65% of our revenue comes from either affiliate or influencer partnerships. Like we'll do $5 million this year just in sponsorships.
Amazing.
Which is amazing because it helps subsidize the cost for, you know, everybody else. But I will say, no matter what source of revenue you have, you cannot put all of your eggs in that one basket, right? If I ran a completely influencer or brand focused business where I was partnering with people and a brand does something stupid, they pull their marketing budget, like this has happened. And you do not want to be 100% reliant on a marketing budget that you don't have control of. And on the flip side, I think you want to diversify too if you can, past just offering, you know, programs or services to people, because there's a lot of talks about a recession right now. There's a lot of talk about people, you know, pulling their purse strings and getting stricter on their budgets. And again, I don't want that to be the reason that you can't make payroll.
Yes.
So diversifying your revenue is really crucial.
I agree, but I think you should diversify after you hit 7 figures.
Sure.
Because I think the focus—
That's good advice.
Yes, because the focus, it's like you need the focus to get to the 7 figures faster.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
You know, if you diversify too early, you're busy doing 1,000 things. I just talked about this in the last session for those who are there. So, like, this is 7-figure talk, right? And I do think once you hit that 7 figures, you do want to diversify, because trust me, once you are a millionaire, you don't want to not be a millionaire anymore after that. So you're like, okay, let's have a couple ways that we could stay a millionaire, you know?
You fly first class once, hard to go back.
It's hard to go back. Listen, I do Comfort Plus every now and then. It's okay. But if I'm in main cabin, I am mad and I got an attitude about it. And that's just what it is for me, you know? And there's stuff I don't care about. There's stuff I'm not going to spend my money on, but first class is not one of them. So, but honestly, most of the time, it's just a free upgrade. Here's the thing. It's like you get money and then all of a sudden, a lot of fancy stuff is free.
That's true.
It's BS.
We've gone on a whole tangent.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Sorry. Where was I?
Great. Are you an aisle or window?
I'm an aisle girl.
I'm an aisle girl too, because I have to pee.
I have to pee 800 times and I'm not asking you to get up. Okay? I'd rather be the warden. You ask me.
And I also can't sleep on planes, so yeah, I gotta get up and pee.
Correct. Okay. Cool. Now that that's established. Okay. So the brand partnerships, how did you get those first few, and how did you build that side of your business? Because I think some people have people approach them and they get a sponsorship deal or they get an opportunity, but they don't have it systematized where they get a steady flow of that. So how have you approached that?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple tactical things. One, I mean, I'm sure Justin talked about this morning, or is he speaking tomorrow? I think he spoke this morning. Have a media kit together, have your stats, have examples of brands you've worked with, partnerships that went well. What was your engagement rate? What did the brand have to say? It doesn't even have to be specifically quantitative. It can just be, she was a pleasure to work with. That says a lot because a lot of people are not pleasures to work with, right? So I think that's a first thing that's really, really easy. I would also say for both brand partnerships as well as getting press, having a separate press kit. This is just a Google Drive folder that we share with any reporter that's talking to us, any brand that's interested, which is my speaking reel. It's photos of me that they can easily take from. Again, it's a lot of the stats. It's like the general pitch decks for our business. So those are two easy things that you can build that will immediately make working with you like an easy yes of like, yeah, I want to work with her or them. They're polished. They know what they're doing. I think in terms of getting consistent brand partnerships, one of the things that's so important, I'm not going to harp on it too much because we all know, don't partner with a brand that you don't believe in. Like your audience can feel it. You feel it. You show up different. It's not great.
It just comes with ick.
It really does. And
it's like we want to make a lot of money, but we have boundaries as well.
I think
it's annoying. It's like, yes, I just wish I could say yes to all money, but no.
We turn down probably 80%, maybe more of stuff that comes our way.
Yes. And those boundaries are good because you're building your brand. So even if it takes longer to get to the target, when you get there, you're only like, look, like being in this space where like literally everyone that's been on this stage today, I feel represented by, they're aligned, we're values aligned, right? And then it just feels so good. Yeah. And when you're working with people where you don't feel that way, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So I ain't mad at you. Get your paycheck however you can get it. I am not mad, just understand. But the goal is not that because eventually, right, like you want to get to a place where you don't hate your work, right? And this is your business. You gotta enjoy it because you gotta do it for a long time. So, having those boundaries, I think is critical.
Yeah.
And so it may take a longer time to get the right partnerships that you want, but it will happen, right? Because trust me, I've had speaking gigs where I'm like, ew, I hated that room. I never want to do this again. And then I just stopped going. And then I just was really specific with my agent, like, these are the places I want to speak. Don't ask me to speak anywhere else. The answer is no, I don't care how much they're paying because it just doesn't feel good, right? And I just think you're going to make money and it's going to be fun if you do it that way.
Well, and what you just said, I want everybody to pay attention to, which is I did something and it didn't feel good. Sometimes the only way you know if something doesn't feel good is because you did it and it did not feel good. Like often I don't realize something's a boundary, whether it's personally or professionally, until I've gone too far. I've crossed the line that was invisible and I'm like, oh, that's a line.
Yes.
And so you know that. So it's Maya Angelou, you know better, you do better. As soon as you're like, okay, I know better now. I know that didn't feel good. I know that I learned. And so I'm going to actually take that learning and implement it as opposed to just like, I don't know, either gaslighting yourself or just being like, oh, but it'll be better next time. Like the amount of times I've tried to make something work, whether it's like going on dates with a guy where I'm just like, this is not it, but I kept going.
Yes.
Or it's the same thing with business of just like, if it's not working, it's not working, pay attention to that.
Yes, for sure. It should feel good, right? Like that's the goal.
Yep.
Tell me about your team. When did you start like hiring? Who was your first hire?
Yeah.
What did that feel like? Was it terrifying? Like talk to us about the team building piece.
So if there's one thing I think I do really, really well, it's outsource. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't know how to do that. Mm-hmm. I outsourced before the business was even my full-time responsibility because it was growing in 2019. I was still working my 9-to-5 job. I was not making enough money to take somebody on full-time or even to take the business full-time myself. But I was like, I need help. I need somebody helping to manage like my email inbox and to do graphics for me. So I hired somebody for like 5 hours a week because that's all I could afford. And especially what I did.
Start where you can start.
Especially what I did in the early days was I hired people, I jokingly called them like, I Frankensteined them. I would hire people who were like women in college, they were a couple years younger than me or who had just graduated. And I'd be like, I'm gonna train you. Because when you're hiring, it's either financial, it's I'm willing to pay this amount of money to get the best person, or it's I don't have a lot of money, but I'm going to use time as the resource instead. So I poured into, there's two team members that I poured so much of my own time where I trained them so much of like, here's how to market, here's how to respond, here's how to do these things.
Yes.
Because I couldn't afford somebody who was charging 180,000 plus a year at that
Right.
time. And then we scaled from there. So we were contractor only for a really long time. And then I think 2.5 years ago, we did a split between W-2 and contractors. But I would not hire a W-2 employee immediately. That should not be your first hire. Start with contractors because you need to build your own skill set as a boss, your own skill set as a leader. It also gets in, you know this as a lawyer, it gets into a lot of like paying taxes and like figuring out the back and forth. So contractors for 15, 20 hours a week,
Let it
whatever
be
that
easy in the
looks like.
beginning. Yes.
And I think marketing help is always needed, but they're also, social media managers are actually the hardest people to hire.
Oh my God.
That's what I've realized.
Let
Because
me
a
tell you
lot
the
of people
struggles.
talk about social. A lot of people do social, and very few of them are actually attuned to what you are attuned to with your own customer and your own business.
Yes.
So I think the easiest thing to outsource are all of the things that you don't have to be present for. So again, that's like community responsing, right? Like the customer service. It's the designing certain things. And that's how, the question I kept asking myself as we grew. Like, somebody can't be me on this stage, right? I can't outsource this, nor would I want to, because this is my favorite thing. So it's those two. It's like, what do you love? What do you not want to outsource because you love it so much? And then what can you give away that doesn't have to be you?
Yes, exactly. And how long did it take you to go from, like, what was the time frame from the 5 hours a week to like 20 hours?
Probably a year. It was time. And it was also, as soon as I went full-time in my business, I was like, oh, I can give full-time effort to this.
Yes.
So I didn't have to hire as many people at that time. And I remember thinking to myself, especially when I was side hustling and trying to make that transition and feeling so nervous. Like, I was so scared to go out on my own. And I thought, if I'm getting this much done in 20 hours a week, imagine what I can do if this is my full-time focus.
Yes, exactly. Awesome. Well, I just like to have evidence, as y'all know, as an attorney. And so let this be evidence to you. Okay? That, just starting with the 5 hours a week, like, get started with some help so that you can get more done. The other thing I find too is, like, if you ask someone to do it and you hire them to do it, they're going to do it consistently. If you get busy, you're going to not do it.
Yep.
But they're going to do it because they're getting paid to do it, right? So if
They have to. It's in their job description.
Exactly. So, like, if you're like, oh, I can't be consistent with this thing, that's the thing to outsource, and just start as small as you have to just to get the party started so you can get moving. But, like, the proof is in the pudding, okay? We are women that started with the 5 hours a week.
Yep.
And here we are many millions of dollars later, So it works. And do you find that being a leader of a team, do you find it difficult? Like,
Yes.
yes, okay. Tell me.
I would be lying if I told you no. I think especially, you had a question that you were originally going to ask me of, like, I have on my website that, like, 2023 is like the year of balance. I have like a basically like a chronological, like, what happened in the business. And that's a lie, to be honest with you. I thought 2023 was the year of balance. It was not. It was chaos in my business. 2025 is actually way better. 2024 was even better. And so, no, it's so hard. And I think when you have good people, it's the easiest thing in the world. And when you're struggling to find good people or you're struggling to manage the team you have, it's the hardest thing in the world.
Yes.
It's about making sure that you have defined clear expectations of success for your team. And I remember you and I were at dinner, gosh, what was this, like a year ago? And I remember you were like, I bring everybody in on a contract basis. I don't know if you still do this.
90 days.
Yeah. To
Like,
see,
try
like,
it
is this
before
good
you
for
buy it.
me? Is this good for you?
Yes.
Like, it should be a mutually beneficial thing. And you'll know that. You will know that probably within 2 weeks.
Yes.
But you'll know that within 90 days.
For sure. I
Yeah.
agree. And, you're 2.5 years into building a team and you're doing so good.
Thank
should
you.
be proud of yourself.
Yeah, it's been a lot, but we're in a really good place right now where when you do have the good team, it's firing on all cylinders and everybody knows what they want to do. And my hiring tip for you, in addition to like outsourcing and all of that, we've had a lot of success in more hiring based on value alignment or like characteristics than if they have all of the on paper experience.
Agreed.
So my podcast manager, Kristen, she came in originally to do like marketing and content, and we were about to launch our second season of the show and started, we had so much success with Financial Feminist, and we were out interviewing people outside, and she just came to me and she's like, I think I can do this job. She's like, I know I've never managed a podcast before. I know I don't have any like on paper experience, but I think I can do this. And I knew she could because she had demonstrated to me that she had the kind of characteristics and the kind of work ethic and the kind of vibe that I knew would be successful. And so I look for people that if they don't know the answer, they're going to figure it out. And usually those people are more successful than the people who think they have all the answers.
Oh, yes.
And so that's what I look for when I hire now. We're about to actually hire another person for the podcast. And it's like, I actually don't need them to have a stacked resume.
Yeah.
I need them to show me, yes, I have the kind of attitude, which is like, I'll figure it out.
Yes, exactly. We do test tasks in the interview process. So it's like once you have, I think honestly, I don't do this, so I might mess this up. Y'all know, I don't know how my business runs. But we do have like an initial interview, and then there's a second interview. And then once you pass that stage, then there is a test task. And so we want you to do the thing, like some form of it. We give you a project. We will even pay for the time for you to do this project. And then we can see, like, can you actually do it, right? And you have to pass that stage 2 in order to then be hired. And then it's still a 90-day trial to see if it works. And there have been plenty of people over the years that did not make it to 90 days. And that's a success story because it's like we've discovered that we're not a fit. Great.
Yep.
But we always, y'all, we just are so desperate to skip the hard parts, right? The way we get good at hiring is to hire. The way we get good at leadership and building, and managing a team is to be a leader and manage the team, right? And we want to skip that part. We want to never hire someone who's not a good fit. We want to never make mistakes. And this journey is not that. It is nothing but mistakes. It's trial and error, figuring it out, screwing it up, and keep going, right? That's what gets you to that level where you are now making millions and you are chill vibes.
Yeah, I mean, I've made so many mistakes. It's no one hands you a book about how to run a business, specifically your business.
Right.
And it's so tricky. I think the last thing I'll say about hiring is I talked to my COO, who is like if I'm in jail, she's my phone call. Like, she and I run this business together, and she's.
I'm the jail phone call for most people. So
Yeah.
I need someone to get me out of jail. So I'm gonna work on that.
She's incredible. And the thing we come back to every time we're having difficulty either hiring or, making the hard decision to let somebody go, it comes down to 2 things. Do I trust them, and do I trust them to do the job?
Yes.
That's it. Do I trust them as a human being? Like, do I trust that they have integrity? And do I trust that they can do the job without me hand-holding? Because that's not what I want. I don't want to micromanage. That's not helpful.
Yeah.
Do I trust that if they say they've done it, it's done?
Mm-hmm.
So it's down to those 2 things. Do I trust them, and do I trust them to do the job?
Okay. So let me ask, a lot of people here are on their journey of building their 7-figure business. Some of them are working towards their multi-7-figure business.
Yeah.
Was it worth it for you? Like, you're on the other side of it now. Like, are you happy you did it? Do you feel good about it?
Hell yeah. Money allows you the ability to exercise your self-worth.
Yes.
I do not have to stay in a situation that does not respect me.
Yep.
That can be a client, that can be a man, that can be an apartment, that can be a job, right? Like, that is the feeling I want for every single person in this room,
Yes.
is the ability to say yes when you want to say yes and no when you want to say no. And like, that's what this business has afforded me. It's also showed me, and I'm not going to cry. We're going to keep it together because I cry at everything. Okay. It's also showed me how strong I am, because there have been so many moments where I wanted to burn my whole business down. And I can be vulnerable enough to tell this room that. I love my work. And there have been times where I'm like, oh, wow.
Me too.
I've been burned out. I've been tired. I've been,
Yes.
yeah. And there was so many moments where I was like, is this worth it?
Yes.
And then I would talk to somebody who left their abusive partner because they had enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Or who had, this is gonna get me, like, saved their first $1,000 or paid off their student loans, or like just felt themselves for the first time ever because they were able to take care of themselves because they had enough money. And that's why we're doing it. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
That's why we're doing it. So was it worth it? Oh, absolutely. And I also learned, my weaknesses. I learned where I'm really strong. I've learned where to rely on other people. I've learned how to trust my own gut. Like, that is the biggest tool you have in business. And I know a lot of people are going to say it, and a lot of people are going to tell you that, but it's true. I am not kidding you. Every time I did not trust my gut, it's cost me millions of dollars.
Said that so many times.
It's cost me millions of fucking money when I do not trust my gut. Because it is right. It is so right. So if you're not hearing your gut speak to you, that's honestly, let go of everything I've been telling you for the past 45 minutes. You got to start there. You have to tap into your intuition. And your intuition is how you know something without knowing how you know it. Because people would come to me and, I'd be just like, no, we need to do this thing. And they're like, okay, well, what evidence do you have? And I'm like, I don't have any evidence. Like, I don't really know. I just know that this is what we're supposed to do.
Yes.
And like, that is your intuition.
And that's being a leader and saying, I can't explain it, but this is what we're doing.
Yep.
Get on board.
Yep.
And
all will be clear eventually. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat it, right? If I'm wrong, I will tell you, I'm sorry, I was wrong, but I've never been wrong.
when you follow your intuition.
When my gut is telling me something, I've never been wrong.
Yes. So tune in. That's what it is. And like, we got to quiet the noise. Sometimes we have noisy people around us who are like, well, what's the proof of that? And how do you know that's going to work? Oh, you shouldn't quit your day job. Get those people the hell out of your ear. Remove them from the group chat. Put them on mute. Like, literally, I'm quick to be like, silence, silence, right? Because I'm like, no. You cannot come into my mental space and disrupt, right? Like, it's already so fragile. I already got to live in this world with this amount of bullshit in this body. So you take that shit out there. I don't want any of your negative energy. No, thank you. That doesn't mean being real and being honest, but like, don't bring your naysayer energy up in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and Rachel, to round back to social media, you're going to have a million people who are going to try to tell you you're wrong.
Oh, yes.
Right? And you're going to have a million people when you start showing up and you start getting momentum who are going to be like, who does she think she is? And you're like, me.
Exactly.
That's who I am. I'm here. I'm that bitch, right?
First of all, this is why we sell a necklace out in the shop that says rich bitch. Because someone told me, stop talking about your rich life like a rich bitch. And I responded in a comment on social media, and I responded, no.
Yep.
If you don't like it, change the fucking channel.
Yep.
Okay? And then I called Francis Cadora and I said, please make me a necklace that says rich bitch so I can wear it every fucking day and let people know, see me coming. Okay? I don't care if you like it. Okay. So.
My favorite is also, they'll tell you they're leaving. They're like, I'm unfollowing you. And I'm like, this is not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure.
Bye.
Like, just leave. It's okay.
Literally.
If you don't want to be here, honestly, honest to God, I don't mean this in a fuck you way. Like, honestly, if you don't want to be here, that's actually fine. That's okay. You don't need to tell me you're on your way out. You can just go.
No one cares. No one noticed.
You can just go. Not an airport.
Just
I don't need to know your departure. Just go. It's okay. Just depart.
Okay, so let's do some rapid fire questions. Okay. So give a quick answer for each one. All right. All right. What's something you purchased that you instantly regretted?
Oh. I'm trying to think. I'm actually proud. I think I've made a lot of really smart purchases. I'll tell you something that I did do. It wasn't a purchase, but I took a job that, again, every red flag. And when my family asked me like, well, it seems really good. The pay's really good and all of that. And I was like, I don't know, I'm just getting weird vibes. I accepted it anyway. I had to quit after 10 weeks. I spent 3 months unemployed. I tell it in the introduction of my book. But that was like the worst financial decision I've ever made.
Yes.
I didn't trust my gut. Yeah, had to like go to a lot of therapy because this boss was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not fun.
I love it. So you don't make, you just feel like all your purchases are polished?
I mean, no. There's probably something. Oh, I bought like wrinkle reduction patches in the pandemic. Just remember those? My dad has like really hard 11s. The 11s are the wrinkles right here. Like my dad's like face is in a permanent scowl. Even though he's very kind, he's a very nice person. And I was like, I can't have that. And I was like,
The
cannot
wrinkle reduction patches? Okay, that's
leave them on for like
hilarious.
6 hours. I don't know if they worked. You can tell me if they worked later.
Is there anything about your financial life that's a little messy or is not as good as you'd like it to be?
Oh, yeah. I will say this. Oh, I hate saying this publicly. I don't have a will yet.
Oh, yes, that's something.
I know. Did you hear it? Oh.
First of all,
And I tell everybody, you need to get a will. I just haven't gotten around to it.
yeah.
And like that should tell you, even the financial experts, like we still have things on our to-do list. I haven't gotten
It is a
to
long to-do list managing your finances.
It's really, especially when you're just trying to keep a business alive. It's like,
Yes.
I need time to go do, yeah, I don't have a will yet.
Anybody who got a referral for a lawyer who does wills, look, somebody's like, I got you.
Amazing. Hit me up later. Thank you.
What's something on your bucket list that you haven't done yet?
Oh, I want to do hike Machu Picchu.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
That's on the short list.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I looked in your fridge right now, what would I see?
Oh, really embarrassing. If you had my partner up here, he would give you the actual take. It's a lot of food that expired 3 weeks ago that I have not thrown away yet.
That is so real, okay?
He literally comes over and he's like, just puts stuff in the trash and gives me a look like, you can't do this. And I'm like, I have a multi-million-dollar business to run. He's like, yeah, there's moldy food in the fridge. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
I feel like it's time for you to get a chef or like just stop buying food.
No, I love
Let's stop
cooking.
pretending that you're gonna cook.
No, I do. No, it's like leftovers that I haven't eaten.
Oh, yes, yes,
It's that.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So my husband hates that too because I'm always like, I've got hope for these leftovers. And he's like, throw them away. And I'm like, I can't. It's so hard. And then he's like, they're going to be growing in the back of the fridge.
They are.
Can we throw it out? He gets so mad. But I don't know. Something about my upbringing, you don't throw away leftovers.
I think that's my problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
I was like trained.
You don't throw away food.
Yes.
Yep.
And who is someone you admire tremendously?
Oh, a lot of people. I have so much respect for Glennon Doyle, who wrote Untamed. Her and her wife, Abby Wambach, are incredible.
Yes.
And the episode isn't out yet, but I recorded We Can Do Hard Things, which is their podcast, in January.
Awesome.
And I made it through the whole interview without crying. And
That's
I literally
very
had like, both
impressive.
of their books on the table next to me and made it through the interview. And then I was like, okay, I have to tell you how much you changed my life. And I like hold the books up like a fangirl. And
Yes.
yeah,
We're all fangirls for somebody.
that book changed my life. I was playing everybody else's life. I was living everybody else's life for me until I read that book. And I was like, I am making everybody else comfortable at the expense of my own comfort.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm not doing that anymore.
So good.
Yep.
Okay, what's your favorite thing to splurge on?
Oh, I love a good hotel. Oh, I like spend weeks
do I, as you
before
can
looking
see.
at it. I sit in baths for like 2 hours, and so if good bathtub's incredible. I love that.
Yes, same.
So good.
I agree. I will never be mad at a 4 or 5 star moment, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care about spending money on. Like, what's something that you won't spend money on, even though you could, but you just don't care about that kind
Oh, I mean, like I drive a 2014 RAV4. It runs great. She's great. She's like saved me from a very dramatic accident. And like, I love that car. Will I buy myself a Mustang? Probably in the next couple of years? Yeah. But will I continue to buy that car or drive that car? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't need like, I'm so afraid of wrecking cars that
Yes.
that makes me really nervous. I also was talking to you backstage. I like still like go to the library every week. And I like go get my
I
books
thought that
from
was
the
so
library.
quaint. She
But
goes
it's
to the
true.
library.
I'm such a reader and I don't really read nonfiction. I read like smutty dragon bullshit. Like I love it.
You got some dragon people here.
I told my partner about that. I was like, oh yeah, it's this dragon book. And he was like, they fuck dragons? And I was like, no. Nope. The dragons have sex with each other and then the people have sex with each other. There's no intermittent, you're fine. We're
Okay,
good.
this is what you mean by smutty. I didn't even know this was a genre.
Oh no. It's fine.
Okay, in closing. Let's reel this in.
Social media is important.
Okay, finish this sentence. Which you've said this before, but I'll give it to you anyway. Money gives you the power to
Exercise your self-worth. Yeah. And also, one of our taglines is a financial education is your best form of protest.
Yes. So good. Thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
You want to make more money? You are in the right place. Welcome to the Hello 7 podcast. That's 7 as in 7 figures. I'm your host, Rachel Rogers.